Hi again, all. I'm so super excited to see that my subscriber count is growing. A big thank you to Maggie Neville Goddess for sharing my content. It was fantastic, and I'm really happy to see so many people here. I wanted to create this quick video again because I had a conversation today with Tim Grimes for his channel, and I believe that he's probably going to post that tomorrow morning for everybody to be able to see. Goodness, sorry, I didn't give myself time after my Zumba class that I just left to catch my breath, and just came and jumped in the car to get this going. And I'm also slightly dying. It's pretty hot still here. My car says it's still like 89 degrees outside. So absolutely beautiful, and I totally love the Zumba class, but I'm a little out of breath and pretty sweaty. So apologies for the heavy breathing. But I had this really great conversation with Tim today, and it spurred kind of some thoughts for me that I wanted to add to that. And I definitely hope that you listen to that video. Once it's posted, I'll link to it. I think once I post this, I can't update I should be able to update the description. I might just have to do it web, not on my phone. But so anyways, I will definitely link to that once that is up. But, you know, something that we talked about was the ability to change your life through habit changes, and that by making these, you know, kind of small daily changes, you're able to start to confirm to your brain that you are the person that you want to be. Maggie recently had a fantastic video on truly becoming and accepting the identity of who you want to be. It goes beyond just talking about it or just affirming it to yourself, or even really just telling yourself that you're that person. It goes into a true shift of identity. And in that, you know, your brain starts to kind of have confirmation bias, which I think we've all probably heard about. To say, you know, if I'm somebody who works out and I go to my Zumba class tonight, and I, you know, love it, and I have this great time, and I come and get in the car, I'm somebody who goes to Zumba. That is a way that I identify. I'm someone who enjoys working out. I enjoy doing these things and being active, and that was not always something that was true for me. This is something that I've had to really work at and make the habit of going. And so a lot of what we'll go over on this channel is definitely different ways that you can make those habits. But one of the first things that I want to really recommend to everyone, actually there's going to be two things in this video. The first is to write out a list of things that bring you joy. I don't care what they are. It can be your fresh cup of coffee in the morning. It can be having a smoothie. It can be going to a workout class, being out in the sun. It can be looking at the birds, big or small, but really focus on these things that bring you daily joy, and things that you maybe used to do a little bit more often in life and you really don't anymore. So something that I did last night that I forgot how much I enjoy was swinging, like actually at a park swinging, and then like jumping off of the swing, and the wind is in your hair, and you can see how high you can go, and once you get to a certain point, you're kind of getting butterflies in your stomach, and that's actually fun. It like takes me back to my childhood. It takes me back to memories of just feeling joy, not being concerned what somebody thinks about me, or if I'm too old to be on the swing, or you know what a society person might think. It's just, this is something I enjoy, so I'm going to do it. So sit down with yourself, really think about what are those things in life that bring you joy, no matter how small they are, and write out a list of them. And every day, challenge yourself to add something from that list to your day. I'm not saying that each day you're going to keep adding more and more and more. This is not supposed to become overwhelming or be too much for you to keep up with. It's really just supposed to start to trigger these times of joy in your day. So either by, I don't know, like some people really enjoy coloring. So maybe sit down and color, even if it's for 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, sit down and color. Make some time for yourself, enjoy yourself, do these things that bring you joy, and really focus on that moment. We have a lot of distractions in today's world. I don't think that that is a big secret or any kind of like life-shattering information to share with anybody here, but there's a lot of distractions. So if you can take the time to maybe put your phone aside, maybe turn off the ringer, don't look at your work email, etc., and really focus on the fact that you're enjoying this moment that you have. It will bring you into the present moment, which is, I think, outstanding to do. And the more that we do that and the more that we ground ourselves, the calmer I think that you just kind of become as a person. That's been my experience. The more often I bring myself back to the present moment and really being present in what I'm doing and the sensations that I'm feeling, the more just overall calm I am in life. Actually, right now is a really good example. There's a lot going on around me. I'm literally just sitting in a parking lot after leaving my workout class. There's people kind of all around me, but I'm so focused on being able to share this with you, and I feel excitement and I feel joy that I'm seeing people who are subscribing to my channel and want to hear more from me. I'm also recognizing that I love the sun, so like having, I don't want my sunglasses off right now, but I absolutely love the sun. So having like the sun come in through my windshield and hitting my face, I really enjoy that. I enjoy the way that it feels. I can close my eyes and feel kind of the sun coming through the windshield. I enjoy these moments, and it just brings me a sense of calm to come back to that. So that is the first thing that I wanted to really recommend everybody do. Definitely do a list of joys and start adding them. So do it tonight, do it as soon as you watch this video, take some time. I don't care if you come up with 10 things. I now have a list of, I think it's up to 35, and mine are all relatively smaller type items, things that I can add to kind of my everyday life. And that's really what I enjoy to do, is to add these kind of small pieces, but you can definitely do bigger ones. Whatever brings you joy, that's for you. Nobody else should tell you how to do that. The second one is to discuss a little bit the topic of toxic positivity. And I will go through this a bit more on this channel and probably in another video, but I did want to touch on it. A lot of times in the law of attraction, law of assumption, positive thinking, whatever you want, name you want to put to it, community, a lot of people will tell you, well, you can't feel these negative emotions, and that is not true. We are human. We have emotions. That's the way that we're made. I may not understand the reason why, but that's how it is, and that's not going to change. So I never recommend not feeling what you need to feel. What I do recommend is asking yourself, what is it that I feel, and why do I feel that way? There's a great book called Mind Hacking Happiness by Sean Webb, and he talks in the book about the technique that there was a scientific study done around this name it, tame it technique. I guess you could call it a technique. And essentially what you do is you take the emotion and you name it. So if I'm feeling angry and I name the emotion of anger, there's something that it does, and for my next video that I do about this, I'll look up kind of more information that I can share about it. But there's something that happens when you do that that automatically calms you down. And I have found that with me, and I have actually found that my ability to name my emotions has extended. So yes, of course, sometimes I still say that I'm feeling angry, but I am able to go a little bit deeper now. Am I feeling actually jealousy? Am I feeling like I'm being, left out? Am I feeling rage, which I don't usually feel, but that's something that, could be in there. Am I actually feeling hurt? So a lot of times, I found for myself that I would misidentify the feeling of hurt and having, sadness as anger. So that was a way that I found to protect myself, was to replace that emotion of, sadness or having my feelings hurt with saying I'm angry. And so that was very eye-opening for me, and I had the ability to say, okay, I need to address what I'm actually feeling and not replace it with anger. So name it, tame it is a really fantastic way of doing that. And so I really challenge you, if you're feeling an emotion, to stop and ask, what is the emotion that I'm feeling? The second part of that is to say, why? Be really curious with yourself. So instead of trying to suppress an emotion or deny yourself the emotion and deny yourself the experience of learning from that emotion, why am I triggered by this? What is it that, is causing me to feel this way? What part of me wants me to feel this and is like triggering these emotions? Because when we feel something, especially within the what we consider a negative emotion realm, it's usually because we are trying to protect ourselves from something. So there's another wonderful book. Please note, I will always be talking about wonderful books because I read like crazy. But there's another wonderful book called More Yourself by Sarah Waters. She is one of the most fantastic people in real life that you could ever imagine to meet. And her book really goes into being curious about yourself and how we all have parts of ourselves, and when we're feeling something, it's really a part of ourselves that wants to be heard. And she has a lot of really great ways to make sure that you learn how to hear kind of those parts and how to make sure that you're addressing what is trying to come out. Because the more you suppress it, and I would imagine that all of us here have done this before. You try to deny and suppress something, and the worse it gets, and it just comes back up for you over and over, and you dwell on it. It may show up in dreams, and you're frustrated, and you just can't get past it because you've never allowed yourself to process it. There is nothing, regardless of whether you're doing Law of Attraction, Abraham Hicks, positive thinking, any of the kind of, life coach guru type stuff, I don't think anybody out there ever says you can never feel a quote unquote negative emotion. There is, about going to sleep within that, not dwelling on it. And I think that's, a topic probably for another video, but you don't want to continue that, but you don't have to continue it when you process it. The more that you go through and process, the more you're able to let that go, release what's happening inside you, release the anger or the sadness or the jealousy or the guilt or whatever it is that you're holding on to, because you've processed it and you've heard that part of you that really wanted you to hear this and pay attention. So I may have slightly lost my train of thought. So name it, tame it, and then ask why. Anything that triggers us is because it's something personal to us. Let's say that I love dogs, and I do love dogs. So I love dogs, and somebody comes up and they're like, if I see a dog, I'll kick it in the face. I'm gonna be mad. I love dogs. Don't kick a dog in the face. What is wrong with you? Dramatic example, I know. But that is something personal to me. The same if somebody were to come up and tell me, honestly, if they were to come up and be like, you are a terrible mother. What the hell? Why would you talk to me like that? Now I won't believe them, but I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Why would you talk to me like that? So that is something that is personal to me. Here's one. If you push my kid over, then I'm really going to be mad. Then we'll see the rage kind of come over. You run up and you just push my kid. That's because those are important things to me. They're very close to how I identify myself, which means they are close to my circle of being and how I see myself. Now, on the flip side of that, I'm not heavily into politics. I am very open to hearing other people's points of views, the folks that they support and the reasons behind that, because I think everybody has their own reasons. So if you come up to me and tell me that you follow or support a candidate that I don't, or that I may not understand why you would, I don't actually take that personally. I don't get built up rage. I don't have, the keyboard warrior type stuff come out where I want to fight with you about that, or, call you names because of your political beliefs. Because that's not something that's close to the core of who I am. But for somebody else, they will see that as close to the core of who they are. So out of this video, I hope that it all made sense and came together. I'm definitely a little bit of a rambler. But so 2 things for you to walk away with. 1, create a list of things that bring you joy and start adding that to your day. and really relish in the moment that you're spending with that moment that brings you joy, with the thing that you're doing that adds joy to your life, and be really thankful for that moment. Not fake gratitude, just enjoy the moment. I don't have to be over the moon drinking my coffee, but I can be like, damn, that's a good cup of coffee. I did a really good job, and I am so thankful that I don't have a crap cup of coffee right now. That's gratitude. Like, it doesn't have to go beyond that. The second thing is, when you're feeling what you consider a negative emotion, do not try to suppress it. Do not try to deny it. Instead, attempt, and this will take time, attempt to catch yourself. Ask yourself, what is the emotion that I am feeling? So I can name it, and then I can tame it. And then ask, what in me was triggered and why by this? What triggered me to feel this way? The third kind of step in that is to say, what would I prefer to feel? So if this were to happen again, how would I prefer to handle this? What are some ways that I can maybe manage that better? To start, we're just going to ask the questions. We'll get into more later. But hope you found this useful. Very happy that you're here, and definitely more to come. Talk soon.